Ian on YouTube is a channel run by 30-year-old Ian who's been posting on the platform for the better part of a decade. His content covers everything from day-in-the-life work vlogs to different adventures after hours. And while most of it is nothing more than fun, one particular encounter left him shaken to his core. On January 18th, 2024, Ian posted a video going over the disturbing experience he had while stealth camping in a McDonald's parking lot in Palm Springs, California. Stealth camping, for those who don't know, is when someone spends the night in a vehicle or tent in an area not officially designated for camping, usually while trying to avoid detection. It's often done out of necessity,
so many stealth camping videos. Like I watched this guy that literally camps out in the bushes right next to like main busy roads.
Curiosity, or simply for the thrill of it. And while it can be harmless, it also means the camper is completely exposed and vulnerable to whatever or whoever might be lurking nearby. This is exactly what happened with Ian on the 16th of January 2024. He'd been stealth camping for quite some time by that point, and had spent nights in much harsher conditions, like during heavy rain or in a sandstorm. So, staying overnight in a McDonald's parking lot seemed like nothing to him. Unfortunately, he couldn't have been more wrong. After setting everything up, he went to lie down in the back of his car. But just as he was about to fall asleep, he was interrupted by the sound of someone repeatedly trying to open his car's door. He immediately got up to see who it was, and this is what he came across.
What's going on, man? What's going on? What's up?
What if he just thought it was
up,
his
man?
car and got confused because it's dark?
What's going on? What are you doing?
There was a man standing outside the passenger door. What made the encounter even more unsettling was that the man never said a word, even as Ian repeatedly called out to him, trying to get some kind of explanation for what he was doing.
Hey, bro.
Maybe he was just shy.
What's up?
Like he didn't know how to open the conversation. He's like, oh shit, now what do I do?
What you doing, man? You weird, bro.
Despite his panic, however, he made the wise decision to stay locked within his car and quickly drive to a more hidden spot in the lot. But that wasn't enough, because just a few minutes later, Ian spotted the same man walking around the parking lot, possibly trying to locate his car. Fearing for his safety, he drove to a completely different location and managed to sleep through the rest of the night without any incident. Still, the question remained, who was this man and what exactly was he trying to do? Ian never made a follow-up or shared any more info regarding the encounter in the video's description, so we can only speculate on what happened that night. Now, it's entirely possible that he was just a harmless, mentally ill person who wasn't fully conscious of what he was doing. This could explain why he didn't answer when Ian called out to him and just calmly walked away without a word. However, a far more likely explanation is that the act of trying to break into Ian's car was completely intentional, and when he was caught, he just acted confused and harmless to seem less threatening. Perhaps he really thought the car was empty and was trying to steal it. Or maybe he knew Ian was inside and had intentions to rob him, or something far more sinister. His strange behavior also suggested that he might have been under the influence of some kind of drugs, which would have made him even more unstable and, by extension, more dangerous. Fortunately, Ian managed to drive away unscathed before he could find out the man's true intentions. On February 11th, 2024, stealth camping YouTuber Brendan Explores posted a video of him spending a night in the small village of Jaywick, England. The thing about Jaywick, however, is that it's been named as the most deprived town in all of England. The combination of high unemployment and poor living conditions has pushed many of its residents toward a life of crime. Brendan, however, wanted to see the village firsthand to decide whether it was truly as bad as the media made it out to be. His first impressions of the place were quite good, with him admiring the natural landscape surrounding the village. What he didn't realize at the time was that this lighthearted escape to the countryside would soon spiral into complete disaster. It began with him driving through the town and searching for a discreet spot to park his van so he could settle in before it got dark. He eventually found a parking lot that looked promising and decided to make it his home for the night. But it didn't take long for him to start noticing a series of red flags in the area, like people riding around with gangster rap blaring from a speaker.
Oh no, how terrifying. Bro, people, if you live in LA, you literally hear that like every single day. Meanwhile, like, it's just like someone on their bike with a speaker, like, I hope everybody likes my cool music that I'm playing. And the guy's in his van, like, locking the doors, like, fuck, oh god, bad area, this is a bad area.
And a group of street racers speeding down the road right in front of the parking lot. As the evening approached, he was also left alone in the parking lot, making him a prime target for any would-be robber. So, after thinking about it for a few minutes, he thought it would be best to leave the parking lot and find a more secluded spot for camping.
Saw a bunch of,
he eventually went down a dirt trail and parked in the middle of nowhere, without any houses or major roads nearby. This turned out to be the worst decision Brendan could have made in that situation. Because at around 2:30 a.m., about 4 hours after he went to sleep, he was woken up by the sound of someone walking around his van.
I feel like he would have been safer in that parking lot in the middle of the village. Oh. It's the gangster rap cryptid in the forest. You can just hear the bass booming in the distance.
This person then tried to open the van's sliding door. But before Brendan even had a chance to fully understand his predicament, this happened.
Hey!
What the fuck? Did they break a window? Yeah, why the fuck would you go to the fucking murder forest?
Whoever this person was shattered the passenger side window before running away once Brendan started shouting. In the video's description, Brendan speculated that this person was likely trying to steal the mini refrigerator he had on the passenger seat. While this might not be entirely accurate, there's still some truth behind it. Judging by the fact that the intruder fled the moment they heard Brendan, it's likely they were simply looking to steal something, nothing more.
Oh, God.
As for how they managed to find his van in the middle of nowhere, it's entirely possible that they stalked him from when he was in town. However, given these circumstances, the situation could have turned out a lot worse. As one comment under the video pointed out, when you said you had found the perfect quiet spot after driving away from town down a quiet pitch-black lane in the middle of nowhere with nobody else around for miles, at that point I was absolutely terrified. How on earth you managed to go to sleep to begin with?
He got scared, like, being in the middle of, like, civilization because someone rode by on a bike playing loud music and then decided to go, like, into a secluded, dark, creepy forest.
This is me. A few blokes with their hoods pulled down and armed, and you wouldn't have stood a chance. While nothing truly tragic occurred, the experience was terrifying enough to rattle Brendan. Instead of staying the night, he drove through the darkness until daybreak just to make it back home, which was ultimately the right call. He's still making stealth camping videos, but now he's far more cautious about where he parks, especially when it comes to remote or isolated spots.
This shit has to happen to, like, literally everyone who does this.
In March of 2025, a camping YouTuber named Daniel Mark Brown planned a stealth camping trip in the woodlands surrounding Oswestry, England.
Like, at least have, like, a dog with you or
travel
something.
alongside one of the many hiking trails in the area and then go off-trail to find a good stealth spot. And this worked better than he expected, finding the perfectly hidden camping area in no time. After setting down his supplies, Daniel went to the nearby river to cook a meal before heading back to the spot he'd found earlier. By the time he came back, it was already...
camping? Yeah, it's like, basically, people, whether, like, sometimes they camp out of their car, and they'll, like, camp inside their car in, like, a parking lot in front of a business, or, like, it's just, like, just in random places where you're not really supposed to stay the night. Or they'll, like, outright, like, camp outside and, like, build, like, a makeshift camping tent and have their, like, sleeping bag. Like, there's a guy who, excuse me, I'm sorry, my allergies are making me cough so much. He'll like go in the back of a fucking McDonald's and camp like behind the dumpster or something, or like in the bushes. I think like a lot of people do it because they just get like a sick thrill. Like, what if somebody finds me? I'm not supposed to be here. There was someone who stealth camped inside of like a stadium once.
Starting to get dark, and the trail was starting to empty out, giving Daniel the peace of mind to wind down and call it a night.
A lot of times people
what happened next made him realize
homeless.
the true danger he was in. After laying out his sleeping bag, settling down, and finally falling asleep, 90 minutes had passed when he was suddenly jolted awake.
100% being spotted. Right, I'm trying
Daniel was woken up by the cracking of branches, followed by the light from a flashlight. He eventually found the courage to unzip his sleeping bag to see who was out there.
Oh, that's right. They're looking straight at me. I am trying not to panic.
They know.
By this point, he couldn't think of anything else to do but call out to the person who was now aiming the flashlight at him. But instead of getting a reply of any kind, the person just turned around and disappeared into the woods, never to be seen again.
Did they not notice him, maybe?
Hello?
Oh, that's so creepy. Honestly, like, a lot of the times I feel like the random people that they get scared by don't, like, know that somebody is out there camping, and they probably get scared as fuck, too. Just, like, imagine you're on, like, a creepy walk in the woods, and you see a random guy, like, tucked away in the trees.
I haven't seen a single light now for maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't even know. I've been just trying to keep as calm as possible. But when they walked off and the light went out, I don't even know which direction they went.
Maybe they're just taking their dog out to
somewhere in that
pee-pee.
direction.
Why is that always the
Let's just go.
scariest fucking thing at night?
This experience startled him enough to quickly pack his stuff and hightail out
My
of the
dog
wooded
always
area.
takes her sweet time
However,
at
if
night.
the person
and
with the
I
flashlight
always
had
get so
malicious
freaked
intent,
out
leaving the campsite wasn't going to be an easy task.
at like any noise.
The
and
way
she
they
makes it
refused to
worse.
respond to Daniel's
Because she'll
hello
like
was
start
unsettling
growling
enough.
at nothing, and I'll be like,
But how they
what?
silently turned off their light and disappeared into the woods suggested they might have been hiding, waiting to ambush him to rob him, or possibly worse. That being said, it's entirely possible that the mysterious person was just someone
Or
walking their
possibly
dog
worse,
at
take
night,
out a
or something
Bluetooth
else
speaker
completely
and
innocent.
play rap music.
As for why they didn't reply to Daniel, it's possible they were just as scared as he was after hearing a hello from the darkness of the woods.
Yeah,
However,
bro,
we
that
also
would
can't
scare
rule
the
the
fuck out of
possibility
me.
that they were trying to sneak up on Daniel for some sinister reason, only turning around once they realized they'd been spotted. Whatever the case may be, Daniel made it out of the woods safely without encountering the same person again.
Damn, Daniel.
Ellie and Graham are an elderly duo from the UK who travel around the country in their camper
Aw.
van while vlogging about their adventures on YouTube. In November of 2022, they were on one of their
They look
trips when they had to
related.
urgently travel back home due to an emergency. However, they
cute.
were too far away to make it back in one day. After searching online, they found a stealth camping spot on the outskirts of a town called Altrincham. It was a fairly small car park. But the couple was in a hurry, so they didn't have any other choice but to camp there for the night, hoping to get back on the road the next morning. What they
guess
didn't
stealth
expect,
camping is
however,
really
was that this would
popular
spiral
in
into
the
the most
UK.
terrifying experience of their entire camping journey. By the time they got to this location, it was already dark out. They parked their van and settled in for the night, going to sleep at around 11 p.m. But then at 1 a.m., both of them woke up to the sound of loud music blaring from a car.
No,
However,
not
the
loud
music stopped soon after, so they brushed it off
No,
and began
no.
settling back into their bed. That's when they both heard a disturbing bang coming from their own van. It was loud enough that they thought a tree had fallen onto their van. They quickly rushed outside to see what had happened, and this was the shocking sight they came across.
What?
Just can't believe it.
What did they do?
We've just been woken up with a loud bang.
Did they
And,
break the? They threw a brick at the window.
Dropped something on the floor there. Or was that glass? 2
Oh.
bricks.
2
And
bricks.
someone's just smashed Merlin's windows while we were sleeping. So no, we don't recommend this as a place to stop.
No.
They smashed the
That's so
windscreen.
evil.
Grant's hoping he can drive with that. But here's us in the middle of nowhere.
Bro, it was probably a bunch of kids just
Broken
like
window
being
and that
assholes.
windscreen. About 200 miles from home.
After
Or
some
people trying to
investigation, they
rob
found
them.
3 bricks around the van, which was severely damaged. The windshield was cracked, the passenger side window was completely shattered, and the van had a massive dent behind the sliding door. More troubling than the physical damage to the van was the psychological impact on Ellie and Graham, who are now
No.
absolutely terrified. It's also possible
Doing
that
this
this
to,
could have
like,
been a
elderly
trap
people
designed
is
to
just,
lure
like,
them
a
out of the
special
safety
kind
of
of
their locked
evil.
van. However, even after hours
Like,
had
I know,
passed,
like, when grandmas get scared, it's really funny and they make funny noises, but like, come on.
no one approached the couple, attempted a break-in, or made any kind of move toward them. But instead of bringing comfort, this only made the two even more unsettled. They were just attacked with multiple bricks, yet they had no idea who did it and why. After talking to the family from another
Aw.
camper van that was parked nearby, they learned that the attacker came in a car, as the other family heard tire screeches after the attack. Ellie and Graham also figured that this was a group effort, because despite the
Maybe it's a
multiple
new
bricks,
TikTok
there was only
trend.
one collision sound.
Like,
In
"Oh,
other
let's go
words, there
break
were at
up,
least
a
3
van
suspects
tonight."
who threw bricks at the same time.
And play loud music.
Why would anyone attack an elderly couple out of nowhere and then leave without gaining anything from it? Maybe they just wanted to scare off campers for whatever reason. But if that were the case, why was the other van spared completely? Unfortunately, there's really no clues to help answer these questions. No
What if it's a
faces were
personal
seen, no
vendetta?
voices were heard, and no clear motive
Like it's another
ever
like
emerged.
elderly couple that also does like stealth camping van stuff, and they have their own YouTube channel, and they wanted to sabotage them because they got jealous of their success. It's like a Bonnie and Clyde, like, all right, let's go break their van, and then, but then like the elderly couple that gets their van bricked gets like millions of views on the video from the breaking incident, and then they end up getting like even bigger. So like they just like shot themselves in the foot there.
Leaving the entire incident a complete mystery. And while Ellie and Graham were too scared to ever go stealth camping again after this incident, it seems by now they've since made a
What if
complete
there's, like, a
recovery
note on the
and are back
brick,
on the
like,
road again.
Stop making van life videos. Get out of our turf.
On the 15th of July 2022,
Me
YouTuber
and
The
Martha,
Abandoned Camper
we
uploaded a
started
video
making
of her
van
stealth camping
videos
in an
way
abandoned
before
cemetery
you.
from the 1800s. Things started off quite normal as she found a clearing hidden in the thick foliage and began unpacking her camping gear. After setting up camp, she decided to explore the cemetery to pass the time
Why?
until nightfall. And that's when things started to take a strange turn.
Bro,
As she was filming the
What?
gravestones, she began to hear what sounded like a bunch of kids screaming.
it's probably animals, right? But why would you want to camp at a cemetery? Like, that's not just creepy, that's just like kind of weird to do. Like, imagine you wake up in the morning and someone's there to like pay respects to their dead relative. They just see you like camping in the bushes, making content for your YouTube channel.
She assumed she
That
was
just
alone in the
sounds like-
cemetery.
yeah, like a bunch
However,
of
she could not have been more
little
wrong.
doggies.
As she was going back to her camp, she saw a group of kids in the distance who likely knew about her presence.
So if you can't tell,
Oh,
it's
no.
pretty dark
They're
here,
listening to rap
Right now?
music.
but there are kids here, like young kids, in the cemetery. And I'm wondering how active this place actually is. Do people come here at night and kind of party
What?
in the forest or something?
What? That's unheard of. Why would
That
kids
dog
do that?
kind of ruined it. Not ruined it, I shouldn't say that. The dog barking, I didn't want to disturb anybody, especially since I'm not supposed to be here. So I think I'll finish my exploring tomorrow morning.
Bro, her footsteps sound
'cause
sounds so
there seems
nice,
to be
like so crunchy.
Still a lot of stuff here. See? Hear them? I think they know I'm here.
That's so funny.
At this point, she was pretty certain that the
Why
kids
is
knew
she
about
that
her
scared, bro? They're obviously just trying to prank her and creep her out by making spooky
and
noises.
were just messing with her. However, she still kept her camera rolling just in case, and even made sure that she wasn't followed back to the campsite.
I'm gonna keep this recording.
Imagine like you're like a bunch of kids
Just in
and you're like,
case.
yo, let's go to the spooky cemetery and get really scared, and you see some like random
I'm
lady
also
there
gonna stop.
filming. I'd be
and
like,
find out if they're actually watching me or not.
let's make her really, really scared.
Oh, I can see them. I just don't want them to see where I'm going.
Is she that scared of like a bunch of kids?
Okay. I think they're gone.
Once back at her stealth campsite, she started a small fire to cook her food. Unfortunately, this turned out to be a huge mistake.
No.
Because shortly after starting the fire, she started hearing the sound of people talking and walking toward her in the forest.
There
No.
are people walking around back here.
There's
They don't
people.
have headlamps on. But, like I said in my last video, I do not like being around people in the middle of a forest.
Bro, just beat them up.
Especially when it's dark out. So, I might pack up and get out of here when I think the coast is clear.
It's
I was
unclear
just,
what
like,
the kids'
roundhouse
intentions were,
kick them,
and we likely won't
and
ever
use, like,
know,
MMA
as she made the
fighter
wise
moves
decision
to
to
take them all
avoid
down.
any risk by packing up her things and quickly leaving the cemetery, making sure to remain as quiet as possible.
Okay, that wasn't the most disturbing, but it was pretty disturbing. What else you got in here? Let's see what else you got in here. Serial killers that are still on the loose. Oh no, disturbing caving videos. Oh bro, I started watching part of this video. It's actually kind of crazy. But I didn't finish it, so I don't know if there's any like actual like depressing shit in it. Cause I like spooky videos, but I don't like the ones where it's just like outright talking about like someone was murdered or like had some kind of horrible tragedy happen to them. It just feels weird. I don't know. Disturbing internet mysteries that have been solved? Like what? 5 most disturbing Reddit threads. Well, I can think of a few. 6 most disturbing rare mental disorders. Oh my god. Oh. Reminds me of that tragedy. I kind of want to watch the caving one. That one's kind of fucking disturbing moments caught on live stream footage. Did you hear that? That scared the fuck out of me. Bro, I was like so like locked in looking at this creepy cave, and it sounded like his voice echoed in a way that sounded like it was coming out of the cave. I think he's just watching a soccer game.
On May
I
6th,
forgot about the soccer game. Wait, my phone. I'm gonna see if my pulse thing works on this phone. Wait, shit, wrong. I'm getting territorial. Wait, it still says no heart rate monitors found. Wait, actually, it found it. Let's go! Bro, I knew it didn't run out of battery because I remember the last time I used it, it was still like 80%. These things, they keep going. They can keep going. They can keep going like the Energizer Bunny. Okay, now here's the kicker. I gotta find my source on OBS for my heart. I found it. I found my heart. Move your body, everybody. Bleh, 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 bleh. Okay, that's my heart rate. It jumped up because of the scream. Wait, what's a good place to put it? Like right here? Alright. Move your body.
It's 2019, YouTuber Connor Kelly posted a video of him exploring an abandoned McCoy gold mine in the Nevada desert.
Why would you
However,
do
what was
this?
supposed to be nothing more than a fun adventure with his family quickly turned into a disturbing experience.
In
One that
what
would likely
way?
stay with the group for the rest of their lives.
Did somebody die in this? Oh. They wouldn't post a video like this if somebody died, right? All of them died? All of them?
The exploration of this mine started off quite normal, with the group staying silent to avoid causing
Cavers
an
when they
accidental
find a new
cave-in, as seen
cave
by the
called the
text they
Devil's
put on
Anus.
screen. However, after about a minute and a half of treading deeper into the mine, Connor noticed something strangely reflective on the path ahead.
So, do you see that reflection? I'm trying to.
What the fuck is that?
Oh,
Is that like a fossil? Dead animal or human?
Okay, wait, don't move, Wyatt.
What they found reflecting back at them was a shoe amongst many more in a massive pile with random bones scattered throughout.
That's a bone right there.
What the
Actually, there's quite a few bones in this.
What made this pile even more odd was the sheer variety of shoes on display. Many of them were clearly very modern, while some were models that were released over 30 years
Maybe
ago.
it's like a
How could such a random assortment of shoes
traveling
end up in an
cave
abandoned
shoe
gold
merchant.
mine in the middle of nowhere? Things took an even darker turn when the group ventured further into the cave and found a bunch of bones, including a relatively intact spine.
So this is water
Aren't those
flow.
animal bones?
It is gonna be great. So we can't trust this.
Mom found the shoe cave. Bro.
By this point, the group was growing increasingly unsettled by these disturbing discoveries, prompting them to leave
Wait,
the
my
cave
heart
as quickly
is
as
not
possible.
155.
And that's where the original video ends, without any explanation or resolution. Connor didn't provide any more information in the video's description
going
or in the
up,
comments.
bro. Am I
He
dying?
posted 4 more videos after this, but none of these videos included any updates on the disturbing encounter either. So, what's going on here? One of the first things that comes to mind is that this mine was the collection spot for a serial killer. This would explain both the shoes and the bones. A top comment on the video also backs this theory, stating, "If you ever listen to the Missing 411 videos, you know shoes are a major component of missing or abducted people. This sent chills down my spine." Which is true. A statistical analysis of the Missing 411 data shows that over 15%
Is there a
of the
monster in
cases
the
involve
cave and it's
absent
eating
shoes.
people and spitting the shoes
However,
out?
this theory isn't entirely likely. For starters, I couldn't find any news reports regarding this mysterious pile of shoes, which is odd since judging from the number of shoes, this supposed killer would have had hundreds of victims. If this pile had such a violent history, it probably wouldn't go unnoticed by the media. More importantly, many people on the internet agree that the bones in the video are not human.
Yeah, those
The
are
group in the video
animals.
reaches the same conclusion when looking at the bones for the first time.
Bro, I think this thing is, maybe it is running out of batteries.
Wait.
My heart is like, I feel like it's like around
Put
80
simply,
right now.
the odds
not
of this being a
fucking
serial killer trophy
163.
cave are
Did I not
very
put it on
low.
right?
But given the animal bones scattered throughout the area, it's possible it was the feeding spot of a predator,
Bro, if it
like
was
a mountain
163,
lion.
I'd be
Though,
sitting
while
here
that
like,
might explain the bones, it offers no clues about the pile of shoes. One theory I haven't seen anyone else bring up is that the shoes might have ended up there because of flooding. You see, the McCoy mine where the video was filmed is located in Lander County, and from what I can find, that area is quite prone to flooding. So it's entirely possible that someone dumped their sneaker collection in the middle of nowhere to get rid of it, only for it to be carried in the abandoned mine with rainwater. A mountain lion could have moved in later, which would
Rainwater.
explain the bones. The only proof I have of this theory is that the ground in the deepest part of the mine is extremely wet and has water flow marks leading into it. Other than that, it's pure speculation. That said, another potential explanation for both the bones and the shoes is that Connor placed them there himself in hopes of creating a
How did they
viral
lug
video.
all that down
People
there?
on the internet have pointed out that the bones in the video are a bit too clean for something left in a muddy cave by a predator. Some have also claimed
Some
that
of
a
those
few of the
bones are
bones
too
look like they're
clean, too.
inorganic fabrications. Another inconsistency in Connor's video is that he and his group keep claiming that all the shoes in the pile are kid-sized.
There's no adult shoes in there. There's no adult shoes.
He even mentioned that in the video's title, which reads, "Kids' Shoes and Bones Found in Abandoned Mine." Now, while that makes an already creepy situation even more disturbing, it's simply not true. There are plenty of adult-sized shoes visible in this pile. Unfortunately, I doubt we'll ever know what happened
yeah,
here for
well,
sure.
My name is Timmy. I'm 5 years old, and I wear a size 10.
It's been 6 years since the video was uploaded, and as I mentioned earlier, Connor
I'm
has
on,
vanished
I'm on my
completely from the
elementary
internet
school
ever
basketball
since.
team. Misinformation.
Action Adventure Twins is a YouTube channel run by brothers James and Edward. The duo has been exploring dangerous and
God.
cramped caves since early
What kind of
2020.
fucked up stuff did
Yet,
they get up
despite their
to?
combined experience, one of them almost lost
Oh,
his
there we
life
go.
back
Now,
in
now my heart
2022.
rate monitor is
In January of that year, the two
accurate.
decided to explore the popular Petty John's Cave in Georgia. They had already
Bro,
explored
it was
parts of
freaking
this
me out.
maze
Like, I would look down and it was like 163, and I was like, what? Like, am I fucking dying? Because it didn't feel like my heart was beating that fast. But then it started like giving me like a psychosomatic experience. Like, oh my god, like what if my heart's gonna fucking explode and I can't feel it yet because it's already too late?
a cave multiple
I'm a
times
ticking
before,
time
and had even found
bomb!
an underground waterfall during one of their expeditions. Put simply, they were pretty confident in their ability to navigate through this cave. But unlike their previous ventures, this time they were going to tackle one of the hardest sections, the aptly named Nervous Breakdown, referring to how cavers feel when going through it. Things started off just as expected, with the pair going through the narrow and claustrophobic
I just don't understand this. I don't want to like seem like I'm shitting on someone's passion or anything, but like, aren't there more like different thrilling things you can do that don't come with like a very, very high risk of getting trapped inside like a terrifying dark place and never being able to return?
Entrance to reach the first open area of the Pettyjohn's cave.
Pretty cool rocks though. Yeah, like even skydiving, I understand more than this.
Entrance room.
At least skydiving,
However,
your
it
death
didn't
will be
take long for the
instant
cave
if
to
something
begin
goes
closing
wrong.
back again,
Most of the time.
forcing the two to squeeze through tiny passageways. But that was only the beginning. After about 25 minutes of crawling through increasingly tighter spaces, they reached the first big obstacle, a
that's
muddy
the devil's
room with a
butt
narrow
crack.
and steep hole in the middle. They had to carefully walk around this hole to progress. A single slip meant falling into the narrow hole and possibly getting injured. And given the lack of safe footing around the hole, it would have been near impossible for the other person to pull them out. After successfully navigating around this obstacle, they finally arrived at the entrance to Nervous Breakdown. Unfortunately for them, things weren't looking good. The area surrounding this entrance had collapsed some time ago, making it very difficult to figure out the path ahead. After looking around for a bit, Edward eventually found the real
I feel like it
entrance
would
and was
be just like basic human decency if you were caving with your bro and like your bro got stuck and wanted like one last like suck job from behind while he's trapped in the cave. Like, it's not gay if you're like doing like, I don't think it's like, it doesn't make you gay if you're doing like a last like death wish service for your bro. I think that's just like common, just like basic human empathy, like on a human level. Like on a human level, like, can you be gay on a human level? Like, I feel like that goes beyond like sexuality or anything. That's just like helping someone out, someone that you care about in their final moments. Like if they were like, there's no hope for them to get out of there, and they were like, yo bro, could you do me a solid? Like, I know I'm not gonna get out of here. Could you jerk me off? Like, if you say no in that moment, like, because you have some just kind of like personal hang up about like being gay or whatever, like, huh? Like, you would really like deny your bro's final request like that? I'd say no homo and then do it. You don't have to say no homo. You just say, I got you, bro. Bromo. Yeah, you're basically evil if you say no. You're basically like, saying no to that is like evil and selfish on like a, like there's like a basic human stuff. It's just like a basic human thing. Just like if your bro trusts you like that and like in their final moments, like they're about to experience one of the worst ways to die, and you have the power to make their final moments on this earth spent in agony and confusion and deep despair. Like they're trapped between rocks in the dark. They don't even know what time of day it is. Like they'll never know. Like they've lost all concept of time and space. They're just like trapped like in the abyss basically. And their only hope to have like any semblance of a peaceful passing is for you to get behind them and like suck them from behind. Like depending on how they're trapped, like think about like if they got wedged between these two rocks going in, like with their back facing you, like you could like easily like do that. You don't even have to like look at them in the eye, but like I feel like even if they did get trapped facing you, the idea of them like by like lamplight, by like the headlight, like the minor headlight that you have on, being able to make eye contact with you while you give them a bro job one last time before they have to die, like being able to have that last human connection before they leave this earth, it would give them like comfort and just like a catharsis. And like to deny them of that is just inhuman.
What if they miraculously pull through and survive?
That's even better then, because then like, bro, they'll probably get you like a coupon to Bass Pro Shops. They'll probably like name you their best man when they get married. Like imagine, bro. Like imagine like you're bro and you go caving and you end up in like a life or death situation. You think all hope is lost and they're like, bro, like can you jerk me off one last time? Cause I don't think I'm gonna get out of here. And you say yes and you fulfill like probably the most important human deed you can for someone that you care about. They'll remember that for the rest of their life. And they'll just be like giving the speech at their wedding before like doing like the toast. And they look at you like, yeah, this is my best man. This is my best man, Kevin. Remember when we went into the devil's asshole cave and I thought all hope was lost. I asked him to jerk me off one last time. And I thought like surely like he might say no to my final request because he thinks it's kind of gay. But no. Kevin stepped up. Kevin stepped up where most people would not. Most people would have shook their heads and been like, no, that's too gay. Maybe I'll just like shake your hand or something. No, Kevin is a true friend. I raised my glass to Kevin today. And then he names like his firstborn after you. Like if it's a boy, he names it Kevin Jr. And if it's a girl, he names it Kevika. Kevin went above and beyond when we went below and I almost went into the great beyond. Kevin did something for me that like something that modern day superheroes would do. And I'll tell you what, like, I mean, no offense to my beautiful wife here. Because it's like during the ceremony, he like looks over at his wife and she's like smiling really warmly and has like a really nice like bridal attire on. Her hair's in like a nice little bun. She's got her like the dress that brides put on during the reception. And she's just like, oh, you. And he like looks at her and he's like, well, I mean, no offense to my lovely newly wedded wife, but I gotta say, the bro job that Kevin gave to me, maybe it was because it was like a really intense life or death situation, and I thought that was probably gonna be the last ejaculation I'd ever have in my life, but honestly, it was the best, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Thank you, Kevin. And everybody like claps for you. Like that could be like such a big moment. Just think about it. Maybe that's why people like this go caving. And a lot of the people who do this, like, you could say, like, all kinds of stuff about, like, oh, it's probably primarily men that go caving because they're, like, more risk-taking and they do more, like, crazy stuff and, like, oh, no wonder why men live shorter than women and whatnot. But I think, like, for them, it's, like, a deep camaraderie kind of thing. To go into, like, a deep, dark cave with your bro and feel like a connection even in the dark and go into like a really scary situation and know that your bro has your back no matter what. And to leave them behind in that situation and just like literally like leave them hanging when they're trapped in the cave. I think like every caver enters into like a silent pact with their cave bro. That like it's not signed in ink or anything. It's not signed in ink or anything. It's more signed in the like blood brothers in a way. Like a silent oath that you make as you enter the cave with your bros. That if something is to go wrong, you enter the cave as bros, you leave the cave as bros. No bro left behind. In life or in death. You gotta give them that last jerk. And it could be the best jerk that they've ever had. Because it's a jerk between friends.
Decided to go in. He genuinely couldn't wait to find out what was down there and began his descent, leaving his brother behind in case something bad happened. What he didn't realize was that this was about to be one of the worst decisions he'd ever make. Because after descending for a few minutes, Edward called for his brother only to be met with complete silence.
What?
I found a rope. I don't hear James anymore.
Where is he?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
In other words, Edward was now lost in an unknown section of the cave
Bro,
without any
what?
means of contacting his brother. At first, he tried to stay calm
Can they
and
at least
continued
use like
his
the
descent,
styrofoam
hoping to
cups
find
with
James
the
before
string?
long.
Like,
However, after staying separated for over 30 minutes, the realization set in. He knew panic was the fastest way to make a bad situation worse, but at this point, he couldn't help but feel a growing sense of unease.
can't help but feel very scared when I'm in this claustrophobic, spooky cave.
James!
Is he going to have a nervous breakdown? I hope not.
James!
James!
It's been like 30 minutes since I last saw him.
Never stay too far
don't even
apart from your
know
bro in
where
the
I'm at.
cave. You
Tried
need
to
someone
go
to be
back to
there
the
for
last
you.
place I saw him. And everything
Are
just
these?
looks the same.
Is this the same like caver people YouTube channel that had the one where they're in like the shallow water cave where like they're, well, not shallow, like it's like the ceiling is really close and they're just like up to their chin in water, just like and one of them almost drowns.
It's just a jumbo maze.
James!
We should have never split up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Why are
After
people
calling out to
in all
James
these horror
many times
situations?
with
They
no
always
luck, he
split
decided to
up.
retrace his steps and find the way back. Unfortunately, he had underestimated the difficulty of the maze he was about to enter. Every
James, you
direction
really
looked the
gonna leave
same.
without
The narrow passages
jerking me
and
off in
jagged
the
walls
cave?
made it impossible to tell where he had come from. To top it all off, his situation was getting worse with each step he took. If he went the wrong way, he could easily wedge himself into a passage too tight to escape, or worse, plunge into a hidden drop-off. This is the true horror of caving. Even if he didn't injure himself, he could have just as easily wandered around aimlessly until his body gave way into exhaustion, leaving him lifeless in a cold, rocky crevice. The footage of him excitedly dropping into the nervous breakdown entrance would have ended with the camera recording his descent into confusion, fear, and eventually silence. Fortunately, that wasn't the end of his story. After going in loops for a while, Edward spotted a single piece of tape he saw on his way down.
Oh,
Bro, look at the mini map, bro. Follow the
tape.
quest marker.
Yeah. Okay, this tape looks familiar. Oh yeah. This has got to be the way.
I hope he finds James. Please,
I'm
please,
getting
please,
close.
please, 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 please.
James! Still nothing.
No.
This unexpected clue turned out to be exactly what he needed. It helped him regain his bearings and finally head in the right direction.
Oh.
Finally, he heard the best sound he could have heard in that moment.
James! Oh.
His
You're over
heart rate
here?
is 70. Wait, that's mine.
Oh. Dude. This place is a maze, man.
I swear I'm not
Hey,
I'm not
you're
cold.
late,
I'm not a
dude.
cold-hearted person. I just
I thought we were
I
never
mean, I
gonna
literally
see each
just
other.
have a
Dude,
very
I know.
slowly beating heart.
The two stayed together for the rest of the
Trust me,
expedition and
my
made it
heart's
out
at
alive
70 or
without any
80.
major
I'm like,
injuries.
I'm
They're still
revved
exploring
up.
caves on YouTube, but now with a lot
I'm
more
on the edge of
caution.
my seat right now.
In January of 2014, a group of cave explorers decided to conquer the Lost John's Cave in Lancashire, England. It's a
It's
vast
called
cave
Lost
network that spans a
Johnson?
length of nearly 3 miles, or 4.8 kilometers. The known deepest section of this cave also goes down a staggering 690 feet, or 211
Oh my
meters. Most members of
God.
this group had been spelunking for years, and like most other cave explorers, were quite confident in their
Oh,
skills.
Lost
They had also
Johnson.
done their
Oh,
research and
Don
mapped out their route in
Piano.
advance. But the truth about caving is when things go wrong, no amount of planning can save you. Even the most experienced and well-prepared explorers can find themselves in terrifying situations, which is exactly what happened to one of the
No.
members of this group, named Bob Johnson. The expedition was going
Wait,
quite
his name
smoothly
is
in the
Bob Johnson and it's Lost Johnson Cave. Why the fuck would you go in there
beginning,
knowing
with
that?
the group using the equipment they brought with them to continue safely. That is, until they reached a section of the cave called the Tube. It was an unusually narrow section that required the cavers to crawl on their stomach.
Oh, yeah,
and to
bro.
make
Oh,
matters
yeah.
worse, it was also partially submerged in water, making it difficult to both see
Let's go
and
caving
breathe.
tonight, bro. Like,
Despite these harsh
here's the map of
conditions,
the
group
cave.
decided to move ahead.
It's all like labeled and shit.
slimmest
Here's the
member of
part called the
group went
tube. Here's the
first
part
and
called the
successfully
dick
made it to the other
smasher.
side without much trouble. The
Here's
next
the part
person,
called
however,
the ego
wasn't as
death
fortunate.
staircase.
This was Bob Johnson, Apparition, the man we mentioned earlier.
No.
His crawl through the tube wasn't off to a good start, as he was already having issues with the
Oh, he
comparatively
looks like he's
wider
in a-
sections of the
I'm
passage.
being roared. Oh god. No. No, seriously.
He then somehow managed to reach the tightest part of this treacherous section, but that's where his luck ran out.
You're gonna want to take a left at the devil's esophagus, so... Get to the spine twister.
He was
No.
completely stuck from the waist down,
Oh
and any
my
attempt to free
God.
himself only made the situation worse.
Bro, don't panic, don't panic.
Now, being stuck in a narrow
Wait, I
cave
just
like
realized
this
the
is
video was like
extremely
moved
stressful
over.
on its
I
own.
think I got scared.
The walls
and I-
close in on you, and every movement feels like it's pushing you further
pushed
into the
it
tight
away.
space. Panic sets in as you realize just how little room you have to maneuver, and with each failed attempt to free yourself, the fear intensifies.
I feel so bad because it looks like I'm like trapping him in there. I'm not letting him out. Like, nope, can't come out. Nope. He
But
didn't
as
die.
if the
did he?
confined space wasn't enough to make his heart race, Bob now had to contend with something far more terrifying: the rapidly flowing water. Water makes any caving venture 10 times worse. In a dry cave, even if you're stuck, you still have time to think and plan your escape. But when water starts to rise, the situation shifts
No.
from bad to life-threatening.
Oh.
The feeling of water creeping up around you in an already claustrophobic space is a nightmare on its own.
Well, at least they're wearing really
The real danger
slippery
with water,
suits.
however, is that you have mere minutes before drowning becomes a very real possibility. Bob knew this possibility all too well. He gave his all to free himself. Unfortunately, the water was quickly filling up his suit, making it even more difficult to squeeze through.
No,
But when the
it's
situation
inflating
seemed
him.
hopeless, one of the members had an idea that ended up saving Bob's life.
Oh, thank God.
Instead of pushing forward, the members behind him tried pulling him back,
Oh.
and it worked.
Bro. The most fucked up thing to me is people, like, this happens to people who do this shit, and they still go and do it again.
Bob was finally free,
Why?
though his troubles weren't over. He later revealed in a comment that him and the 2 members who pulled him back had crawled for another 3 hours to get out of the cave from a different exit. This incident also left him traumatized to the point where he can't even watch this video without becoming anxious.
Oh
From what I can
my
find, he scaled
God.
back on caving and picked up a much safer hobby
Oh,
in cycling,
Thank
and now appears
God,
to be doing
bro.
just fine.
I was like, if he still does the caving shit, he is actually insane.
On the 7th of
Like, there's
September
something
2024,
wrong with you at
the
that
Action
point.
Adventure Twins YouTube channel
like being
posted
in
a video
like an
exploring a
abusive
mysterious
relationship with a
cave someone
cave.
found on their property. This is the same channel we talked about earlier, where the 2 brothers got separated and almost lost their lives in the maze-like cave. They've learned their lessons since and approached this one with far more caution. But with an entrance as life-threatening as this one, even the best precautions could have proven to not be enough.
Alright, so the guy dropped us off halfway up the hill, and he doesn't know anybody who's been down this thing, but we were at the cave. He says he threw a rope down it with a rock and it was 200 feet deep before it stopped.
Yeah, let's
So
go in it.
we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
this
yeah.
stick here. We're gonna see if our rope reaches.
I heard there's a part in this cave where you can get trapped completely upside down and
It's
all the blood
still-
rushes to your head and you'll die really, really
You were
painfully.
right, it kept going.
This alone is enough to terrify most people, with one person stating, "This channel has given me a new fear about walking in the woods. The fact that you could just slip and fall down a hole like that is insane. Now anytime I go anywhere, I wonder how many massive voids are right below my feet that I could fall into at any moment."
That's how I feel
But
whenever
that
I'm on
didn't
an
deter Edward and
escalator.
James. They quickly secured their rope to a nearby tree and began descending into the steep cave. What they found inside was nothing short of breathtaking. That tiny opening
I
gave
got
way
scared
to
by
a
a car.
vast chasm.
The what? Chasm? What is it?
Chasm. That tiny opening gave way to a vast chasm.
me trying butt sex with your grandmother.
Oh wow.
Yeah. This is a big one, man.
Whoa,
However,
man.
before they could fully take in the
I
beauty
mean,
of the
it's cool,
cavern,
for
things took
sure.
a dark turn.
But
Just seconds into the cave, the two discovered
Yeah,
what
it's
looked
always
like
gonna take a
human
dark
remains
turn.
scattered throughout.
That's comforting. Human
everywhere you
bones,
turn in
huh?
a cave, it's dark.
Dude, look behind you. There's like a little shrine of them. There's like, oh, that's a cranium.
A cranium.
Dude, is that a human? Nah, I don't know. It's awfully round.
Yeah, that looks human, man.
That doesn't necessarily make, I don't know. I'm not a
Look,
bone
the
expert.
jawbone?
From there, they continued exploring the cave as it kept getting bigger the further they went into it. They also discovered old caving
Take it
equipment
as a
like ropes and
souvenir.
harnesses already secured to the walls, a detail that only deepened the mystery surrounding the bones they had found earlier. If they did belong
yeah,
to
that
a
might be part of a
person, as the
pelvis.
two suspected, it was possible they belonged to a previous explorer. This explorer likely had an accident and died in the cave without ever making it out. On their way in, they did find scattered bones right below the entrance. These were likely the remains of people who accidentally fell into the otherwise unassuming hole. However, the bones they found further inside were too far from the entrance to have belonged to someone who simply fell in. It's also possible that these remains belonged to the victim of a deranged killer. Someone who either had ended a person's life within the cave, or maybe threw the person into the hole and later dragged their body further into the cave. Some people, however, weren't convinced and accused the brothers of faking the whole thing, especially since the way Edward and James handled some of these remains felt a bit too
The
casual.
way they were talking
That
about it
said,
seemed
while
way
YouTubers
too
faking these
flippant,
finds to get a
yeah.
viral video isn't uncommon, this one turned out to be true. The video received several comments from experts confirming that these remains were indeed real and human, with one such person writing, "My girlfriend and I are watching from Canada. We're both paramedics, definitely a human femur and a human cranium.
What?
But
No,
this
paid
raised an even
commenter,
bigger
paid
question.
commenter.
When did the owner of these bones pass away? If they disappeared into the cave in the last few decades,
I'm an
this
80-year-old,
discovery could end up cracking an unsolved
medic
case. I ended up
from
contacting
Virginia.
the Action
Th-
Adventure
that's
twins
definitely
to see
human.
what they had to say or if they had made any police reports afterwards. We ended up contacting the authorities about the bones. They were determined to be human and were apparently a Native American that either slipped and fell into the pit cave or was thrown in there after death and are 2,000 years old.
What?
While this did rule out the possibility that these bones belonged to someone more recent, the despair of whoever ended up in that cave alone 2,000 years ago is just as impossible to
Sure,
ignore.
bro.
They likely
sure.
fell into the cave, somehow survived the fall, and ended up starving to death while looking for a way out.
2,000-year-old bones.
On October 28, 2004, 50-year-old Australian airline pilot and scuba diver David John Shaw broke the world record for the deepest
Yeah.
successful dive in history.
Didn't
He
the
achieved
universe
this by
get
reaching a
made
depth
like
of
2,000 years ago?
270 meters in Bushman's Hole, one of the deepest freshwater caves in the world. The sole purpose of this dive was to break the record.
Ooh,
However,
cave
when he
diving
reached
is
the
even more
bottom, he found
fucked.
something that stopped him in his tracks. He found the body of
Bushman's
Dion
Hole.
Dreyer, a 20-year-old scuba diver who
No,
died in that
don't
cave
show it.
10
Don't. They're not gonna show it, are they? Oh my god, I'm gonna pee my pants. Wait, let me check. They don't actually like show a dead body, do they? I would. Bro.
years ago. Since humans
Oh god,
started
oh fuck, oh
sinking
god, oh
after a
fuck, oh
certain
god, oh
depth,
fuck.
Dion's body never floated back to the surface. Given the extreme difficulty and danger of diving this deep, any plans to retrieve his body were also cancelled at the time of his death. However, a plaque in
guess
his
it would
name
be
was
a
installed near the
skeleton now,
diving point
yeah.
of Bushman's Hole, which is how Dave knew what he was looking
Bro,
at.
isn't it fucked up that like we're all gonna die one day and we're just gonna like turn into a skeleton? Like everything that we ever did like doesn't even matter because we're all gonna be bones just laying in the ground. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. When you fart when you pee, does your stream get stronger or weaker? Real answers only.
After staring at the body in shock for a few seconds, Dave immediately got closer and tried
Stronger
to
or
retrieve Dion.
weaker?
Unfortunately,
Stronger,
after a decade in the
stronger,
water,
weaker?
his tanks were firmly stuck in the mud. More importantly, Dave had already
Bro, this
spent
is
too
gonna be
much time at that
depressing, isn't it?
depth. Staying any longer would have been fatal. So he decided to tie a line to Dion's body and return to the surface with the newfound information.
Wasn't very steep, and when I saw the body over to my left, I thought, oh, that's the end of going deep. So just tied my line to it.
It's like the cave diving version of people who climb Mount Everest and just see that just like there's so many dead bodies up there that are almost perfectly preserved because of how cold it is, and they use them as landmarks on their way up. Because it's like, obviously, they couldn't really like bring the bodies down. They had to leave them there. It's so fucked up.
Nice. Well, we won't discuss that.
Like they still have like all their climbing gear and stuff on.
The news of Dion's body being discovered spread quickly, eventually culminating in Dave talking to his parents and promising to retrieve it. After a couple months of preparation, the next dive was scheduled for January 8th, 2005. Unfortunately, Dave's heroic attempt to bring closure to Dion's parents ended in a catastrophe far worse than anyone could have imagined.
No.
Cave diving, aka underwater cave exploration, is far more dangerous than regular spelunking.
No.
The divers have to manage their oxygen levels at all times, avoid often sharp rock formations, and explore the cave system in a far darker environment, because even the brightest flashlights aren't as effective underwater.
They showed a photo of what?
Get lost. Add in the immense pressure
Like,
of
did you skip
270
ahead?
meters of water above, it becomes an almost insurmountable challenge, one that only a handful of people on the planet are capable of overcoming. So, everything needed to be perfect for Dave's operation to succeed.
Bro.
He worked with police divers, the defense force, and medics to ensure everything went smoothly, and they planned the dive second by second. According to the plan, Dave would use the line he tied earlier to reach Dion's body. After cutting it loose and putting it in a special body bag, he would begin his descent. This descent would have taken around 12 hours to avoid decompression sickness. So instead of holding on to Dion's body the entire time, Dave would pass it along to his longtime friend Don Shirley at 220 meters. Don would then hand it over to support divers located at various depths and keep checking on Dave for any issues. Sadly, this is not how it went. An hour and a half after the dive began, the surface crew received an ominous message from the support divers, claiming that they hadn't seen any activity from Dave or Don. Shortly after, another message reached the surface. This one was from Don, stating that he's seeing Dave in the distance, and he's not moving.
Don's okay. Dave's not coming.
While this message was making its way to the surface, Don tried to reach Dave himself. He exceeded his target depth, which resulted in his rebreather controller imploding. This also led to him suffering from oxygen poisoning and vomiting while 220 meters under the water.
Oh my god. Why, bro? What the fuck?
Fortunately,
that's like one of the worst ways to die.
he managed to keep hold of the line and was eventually pulled out of the water still breathing.
Is he alive?
Dave, however, didn't make it. But when rescue teams pulled out his body, they made a shocking discovery. Dion's body was attached to the recovery line as well. Following the recovery, investigators looked at the footage captured by the waterproof camera mounted on Dave's head. This is what they saw.
I don't know if I want to see it. Is it bad? Is it bad? Is it bad? Be honest, is it bad? Is it bad? Oh. It's fucked up, bro. You can't unsee it. It's just creepy. No, it's bad. The sounds he makes. No. Does it have like audio of him under the water? Oh.
Oh, I should mention, I couldn't find the raw footage from that camera. The only clip of it online is narrated by Don himself, Dave's best friend who we just talked about, who almost died trying to save his life. The footage shows Dave moving alongside the line to find Dion's body, and
I can't, it's too fucking scary. Oh.
Then trying to put it in the bag. Unfortunately, this is where the plan started falling apart. Dion's body was unexpectedly loose.
Okay, I can't. Oh, bro, just summarize it for me. I got too fucking freaked out. Just summarize it for me. It's too fucking scary. Link it. It's called 5 Most Disturbing Caving Videos by Chilling Scares. I almost said Shilling Cares. Watch it, pussy. They zoom in on the tinted diving goggles. Oh. Check media share? Wait, why? Is that like a caving nightmare videos? What is this?
As Matthew crawled
Wait.
across the muddy cave, he eventually found himself at a standstill. Fortunately for him, he found a monkey on the other side. He crossed over a rope and yelled, "Hey you! Please help me cross!" Wow. They seemed to lock eyes and stare at each other. Until the monkey yanked him up, plunging him into the quicksand.
No, not the quicksand.
Fortunately for him, it could.
That'll get you. That's what gets
fell
you.
from the ceiling of the cave, stopping just inches before his body. Unfortunately for him, the empty way made way for a boulder.
No!
He felt the crushing pain of the boulder.
It looks like an ice cream cone.
He knew he would not make it long under these conditions. Even so, he still clung to hope. Until he was pronounced dead 5 minutes before rescuers arrived at the scene.
He was crushed into several different shapes. Okay, next video. What else? What? We could watch like ghost videos or something. Maybe there's some creepy, bizarre bub videos. There's a scary comp from Bizarre Bub. I bet it was Rocky Road. Can we watch the Reddit one? No, I don't know. That might like have to do with some like actual like heinous, terrifying shit. I don't know. Bro, I don't trust anything that comes out of Reddit. Oh, fuck no. Innocent looking videos with disturbing backstories. Ooh. 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 Creepypastas based on true stories. Ooh. Wait, this one is
on March
Scary Comp Volume 102. Maybe there's something juicy
2nd
in
of
here.
2025, a woman named Jeanette moves into a new apartment, unaware that she would film something very unsettling while moving in. Ever since getting the keys to the place, she's been documenting her entire moving in process. But then one day, while making a video, she records this.
Can I help you?
Remember? We're friends.
What the fuck?
I don't remember. Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
Oh my
A man who she doesn't know suddenly appears in her apartment. He most likely walked in after seeing the door was unlocked. Now, while it's unsure if they caught him, viewers are completely baffled by something else in this video.
What?
Somehow, the door opens on its own right when Jeanette is heading towards it. In the
Like
heat of the
someone
moment,
pushes
she
it
didn't
open.
realize this until much later when viewers pointed this out.
Okay, update. I'm just as confused as you guys are. I have no idea what happened. All I know is whatever happened, I'm grateful to whatever opened this door, because if
What if he was a nice fairy and he was trying to give her a present?
this didn't open, I don't know, some things probably would have happened.
No,
Now,
it's
thankfully,
not
Jeanette
staged.
makes it out
No,
safely
no.
and immediately gets help. But despite this terrifying encounter, nothing would prepare her for what occurred only a few nights later. As she writes, "I have no words to explain this." While trying to record a cute video with her cat,
Wait, that is
this
cute.
happens.
Oh. Oh. So fluffy. Bro, I can smell that cat. Cats smell so good. They smell powdery. I'll be real, if this happened to me while I was just filming like a cute video or whatever, I would like throw my phone to the side to run away. I wouldn't keep filming. I'd be too scared to remember to keep filming, I think. Why am I watching this before bed? Cause you're gonna have nightmares tonight. Aw, the creepy ghouls are gonna come out tonight. Bro, what the fuck? The music music makes it so much worse. Like the atmospheric, like rumbling. What? Bro, what? Oh, it's the sleeping bed ghost.
As it seems, the intruder wasn't the only presence inside her apartment. On her bed, this happens. An indentation begins to form, as if someone had gone on the mattress. But then another imprint begins to emerge, causing Jeanette to freak out. Understandably, she scurries over to another corner of the room while trying her best to remain calm. From here, we can barely see the indents, but looking closely, either a black speck or something like it appears on the bed. Terrified by this, and more so by the person outside her door, she calls the police and spends the night at her neighbor's.
Sorry,
and yes,
that was my,
her cat
my
also came
implant in my
along.
butt.
Now, while police did find the intruder who ran away, they have no explanation
I
for
drank
what
an
occurred in this video.
invisibility potion.
However, this wouldn't be the first time that something like this has happened.
It was right there between the green table.
Stop! Don't say that. Stop! Stop! Stop!
No. Oh my god.
No! 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 No!
Tell me how
No!
I saw someone.
Given both incidents, the question is begged, just what is going on with Jeanette's new place? And why is it that something unusual takes place during a break-in? She continues to share videos of her moving-in journey, but thankfully, no new intrusions have occurred since then. As always, let me know your thoughts on this one.
There was a man in there in her room. He was just standing in there.
In the following video, a young girl is playing a game by herself when something happens that scares the living daylights out of her.
The sky is blue, and I see you.
Okay, now you're just tempting fate.
Although nothing is seen, she swears that she saw a face inside her bedroom. Apparently, this is what happens when you play the game that she was playing. It's called The Sky is Blue, and the objective of the game is to record a floating face on camera.
What?
Now, seeing how scared and shaken up she was, her parents deemed it necessary to ban her from playing the game inside the house. But despite this rule, she continues to play the game.
Wait, how do you play it?
The sky is blue, and I see you.
Ah!
Although having broken this rule, she wouldn't be the only one in her family to break it. Her older sister Vicky wanted to see what it was that freaked out her little sister when she played this game. So, she plays it with her.
Vicky, why would you do this?
You go, the sky is blue, move down and say, and I see you. And you want to look for a baby.
Wait, I have my phone right here. I want to try it.
The sky is blue, and I see you.
That's not how you do it. You have to point up at the ceiling and...
That's what I did.
And slowly go down.
You're gonna get in a fight.
Because that's how it goes.
The sky is blue.
Like before, nothing appears. But one night, when Vicky decides to play the game with every room inside the house since no one else was home, this happens.
No, don't do it while home alone.
The sky is
Stop.
blue, and I see you.
You're doing it wrong. Oh, bro. Stop. I just got like a chill down my entire legs.
The sky is blue, and I see you.
Stop. Not the dark, creepy, like all the pictures on the wall. Ugh. I hate this.
The sky is blue,
I hate this shit.
and I see you.
Bro, my nose is itching. My nose is itching. Ugh. I'm getting so scared. I'm gonna fucking sneeze.
The sky is blue, and I see you.
Please please, I can't take it. Whatever's gonna pop out, like, please, God. Just pop out already. Come on, just get it over with.
The sky is blue, and I see you.
What is that on the floor? What? Fuck you, fuck off! What the fuck was that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck even was that?
Detached itself from the ceiling. This didn't make any sense to her, considering that the chandelier was securely mounted. The only way that it could have fallen, as she believes, was if the weight had brought it down. But even then, the fact that it happened right when she was playing this game is what freaks her out.
Alright, so for those of you asking, this is what fell. That game.
Maybe she had her little sister crawl up there, like
Whether
crawl
a
on the
coincidence
ceiling
or
like
not,
Spider-Man
the
and
sudden
detach
falling
it.
of the black fixture had sent her running in a panic frenzy. It's no wonder why Vicky hasn't played the game since then. Now, it isn't sure if playing the game had anything to do with what occurred, but until more people share their experience playing the game, this footage will continue to remain unexplained.
Should I try it, bro? You look up at the ceiling and then you spell I cup. I wanna try it. Okay, I have my camera app open. And I like accidentally change it to the front view camera and get jump scared by my own face. Okay, wait. I'm not actually scared. Hold on. It's like I just gotta hold on. I just gotta drink some water. Oh, just a second. I just gotta drink some water. Okay. Oh fuck, I'm scared, bro. I don't know what direction to do it in. I'm gonna do it at my closet wall. Bro, my fucking knees started getting like staticky. I felt like a fuzz inside of my knees. Oh. I don't want to do it. Bro, it's too scary. My lights are on too. Fuck. Okay, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. This fuck. Like you have to point it directly up at the ceiling, like all the way up, like all the ceiling is filling the entire phone, like all the way up. Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure all my chandeliers are connected properly. Ow, fuck. Bro, I'm not scared. I just think it's fucking just fucking stupid. All right. Like I can't stop laughing while I'm doing it. I'm not freaking scared. I'm not freaking. I think you have to be in a doorway. No, bro. I'm looking at the doorway into my dark bathroom and it's creeping me the fuck out. Okay. I'm facing my bathroom. Okay. The sky is blue, and I see you. Nothing fucking happened. Should I do it again? Oh fuck. The sky is blue, and I see you. Maybe I'm not doing it right. The sky is gray, and this is gay. The sky is blue, and I see you pee. What the fuck? Spaghetti. Wait, I gotta go pick up my pen that
Diana, Sudi, and her brother are freaking out after seeing many police cars pulling up to their backyard.
One that now there's
Great.
another one.
Now the ghost is gonna pee on me.
You're right.
What the hell is...
There's police activity. What's going on?
Here.
Look, I was...
It appears that all the policemen are checking out this trailer. Something about it must be worth examining because, as it seems, a lot of cops are going inside. According to Diana, the trailer belongs to her father and he's been renting it out to someone. However, the person living inside has not left the trailer for more than a week, which is why the police are here. They're conducting a welfare check to see if the man inside is okay, but upon checking, they discovered something rather unfortunate.
No, is he dead?
He's not coming out. They're doing a check.
The man had passed away. Now it's worth mentioning that during this recording, Diana and her brother didn't know the man had passed. They were just recording all the commotion that was going on in their backyard. But as they got closer to the trailer, Diana captures something that she can't explain.
Oh God.
The following is her footage. Watch closely.
Stop.
I'm
right there, right there. Wait, they're going up to Tom's place.
Where?
So wait, you said the light wasn't off.
Yeah, exactly. And I knew something was going on.
What? What the fuck is that? What the fuck was that? Was that like, was it a shadow? Bro.
They're coming out.
It's there again, it's there.
Back over. What was Tom doing?
It was a really small cop. A fun-sized cop. It's Gnome Cop. The Gnome Defense Force.
Neither Diana nor her brother had noticed the small figure. They don't recall ever seeing the silhouette from the recording, which makes them think that it was never there to begin with. However, the video shows otherwise.
Behave like a shadow,
Something was
though.
actually there, but for some reason, they couldn't see it in person. But of course, the strangest part about this is the figure itself. At some point, the figure disappears behind a policeman.
That's a lot of cops.
To Diana,
Maybe it
this
was
might
the
explain why
cops
the silhouette
mini-me
was
and he was
completely
picking
elusive
him
to
up,
them. Now,
giving him
while this
like
whole
a
incident
feedback
creeps her
ride.
out, it doesn't compare to what happens when she and her father decide to go inside the trailer a few days after this occurrence.
What?
But Diana regrets helping him
I'm
because,
so
while
scared
checking it
I
out,
really need a
this
warm
happens.
kiss from Otto Filato now.
You need some delectable, soft, French, luscious lips. Oh, yes. In time, in time.
Oh.
But why are they going into the dead guy's trailer? Isn't that kind of disrespectful?
Get ready. Could be a little smelly.
Okay.
Dude, what?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh,
her
great.
dad's trailer. Wait, so the guy that died in it, was he just like borrowing it? Did they know that he was living in there?
Oh my god.
Oh, he rented it. Sorry, I was too scared. I mean, I was like, whoa!
Jeez. Oh, great.
What the fuck? It's the chandelier ghost again!
Oh my god. Jeez. Oh my god. What was that?
A lifeless crow suddenly falls out from an open cabinet, scaring the living daylights out of Diana. Although not sure how it just suddenly fell out, she has no words for what she finds while being inside the trailer. What she uncovers has left her beyond spooked. Watch.
No, stop. Oh, I got so scared that I fucking froze.
Whoa. Wait a minute, wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute. Oh, Jesus. Wait, did this guy have a kid? What is this?
Yeah, this kid died too, like, down before. time ago.
This can't be real. Like, what the fuck?
While it may seem like nothing significant, these handprints are the reason why Diana hasn't been able to come back to this trailer. It didn't immediately click for her, but after going home and watching this video, she quickly sent it to her brother, who then told her exactly what she was thinking.
It's real.
While
I was
looking
a
back at the
kid.
video she took days before,
Why were
she
you
couldn't help
standing
but
by the
notice
cop
the
car,
size of the
bro?
figure. Its stature is similar to that of a child's. Could it be, as Diana thinks, that the figure may have been the spirit of the man's child? Given what occurred on this night, she feels that its appearance was unlikely to be a coincidence.
Those are
What is
adult
this?
size hands? Well, what if it's like, I mean, it says 5 reasons I love dad. What if he got his dad's hands on it? Because it's about his dad. He's smart. He's funny. He cooks me delicious food. He gives me money. What's this last one say? He sings good? He sings good.
Yeah, this kid's alright too. Like, down before.
That is not a child's handwriting. That's like, I think this is her handwriting. That looks like
As with
a
all videos,
grown woman's
I'll let you be the
handwriting.
judge on whether or not something paranormal was captured. But for now, this video
I'm on
remains a
to his
mystery.
case.
Now, this next video was submitted to me by Rachel K, who works at a retirement home where something very strange was recently caught on camera. The story goes that a few days ago, a cleaning crew was sent to clean the second floor of this building. They were sent there to clean up the rooms, but most importantly, a pile of cat litter that a child had accidentally dropped while visiting their grandma. So as requested, they cleaned up the second
yummy.
floor. But right when they were halfway done cleaning up, this happens.
Yeah, the vegetarian vegan will be like, no cheese.
Oh, that's disgusting. Or the vegan cheese.
Or the vegan cheese.
It wasn't.
That would be.
It wasn't me.
I'm not the only one that heard that.
You guys.
Well,
Something's kind of funny.
this one time when I was in this hallway and like.
Bro, I would be the last lady. Just taking her sweet time to get out of there. Did anybody else hear that? Or was that just me? What? Why are you pointing at me? Bro, wait, what's happening? I can't see anything. It's like zooming in like snuggles.
Out of nowhere, what looks like footprints suddenly appear on the carpet. No other footprints appear anywhere else, except here. This is interesting, considering the color of the prints. They look quite similar to the coloration of the cat litter. Seeing how close it is to the cat sand,
wasn't
doesn't seem
me.
far-fetched to think that a pair of feet had set foot on the powdery substance.
I mean, those look like the
But the
exact
question is, though,
same
just
shape
how
and
exactly
size of my
did a pair
feet,
of
but
footprints appear without there
why
being
would I
someone
be in
present?
an elderly folks'
Earlier,
home?
the group had heard a strange noise from down the hall.
Don't
Then
answer
moments
that.
later, they rush out in a panic frenzy after hearing a loud noise. Rachel K, the person who sent me this, thinks that the noise had some connection to the footprints. After all, the second floor of this retirement home is thought to be haunted. Whether or not this explains the footprints remains inconclusive, but as with most videos, you be the judge. How exactly did the footprints manifest on the carpet?
Why am I haunting retired people? I mean, I'm not, but if I
If you caught
would,
something creepy on
if
camera,
I would haunt them, it'd be kind of more like an orientation to the other side, you know? It's like I'm inviting them to join the club. Like, here's all the cool things you could do in like the afterlife timeshare that I'm offering to you. Like, see, like, ooh, look, I can phase through the walls. Ooh. And they probably see that and they're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm ready to die now.
Or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next compilation.
You know how like in retirement homes, a lot of the times they have like kitties that work there. And sometimes the cats will like go into a certain old person's room and just like start laying on them a lot because the cat knows that they're about to die. I do that too. Cause I'm like, I mean, is it weird if I do it? Cause I'm technically like, I'm human / cat like. I just like, I can like sense that one of the old ladies in there is like nearing her final days. Like there was a lady, like I could sense that she was probably gonna die in like give or take 10, 20 years. So I was like, well, time to clock in. And I just like crawled on all fours and got into the bed with her and just like curled up at the foot of the bed and started purring really loudly. And it was nice. We watched like a lot of reruns of Jeopardy and stuff. It was cool. And she's still alive.
Send them over to scaryvideos444
I gotta go back there.
at gmail.com.
Gotta go back on death
That being
duty.
said, let's get back to the video.
The Egyptians messed cats up.
Now the following video
Yeah,
comes
they
from a
have them,
brother and
like,
sister known as Josh and
connected to the
Crystal,
underworld
who were
now.
staying over at a hotel where apparently something happened that
You
neither of them
100%
could
smoked her? No, I did not roll her up in her bed sheets and smoke her like a big old lady blunt.
put into words. It goes without saying, but what happened on this day inside their hotel room continues to keep them up at night.
It's okay. I can see you. Come to me.
No, don't
Are you a little
invite
boy?
it.
It's okay.
Was that the
Come here.
smoke alarm?
It's okay.
Now, while it may seem like nothing much, the rest of the video is what many viewers can't stop talking about. Keep in mind that Crystal thinks the shadow is that of a little boy. Even though nothing about it immediately yells it's a small child, past experiences with the paranormal have led her to believe that this was the spirit of a kid. Viewers, however, couldn't see why she would think this,
It's by
but after
Fortnite.
looking closely and noticing a certain detail, they see it.
Playing Fortnite with
This
the
is
ghost
what
of a
was
dead
caught.
child that I found in my haunted apartment.
I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but it looks like it's going like back and forth.
Is it the carbon monoxide? Yeah, doesn't a carbon monoxide detector beep like 2 or 3 times?
See movie?
It's chirping.
See movie?
Who's recording this?
It's okay.
Come back. Come back.
He's like,
No, you come back. Look straight towards me. No.
She is
Turn towards me,
doing
like,
the
right,
most
put your back towards me.
pointing. The switch.
Needless to say, both siblings were utterly spooked. A full-body shadow figure of a little boy seemingly comes out of the bathroom where Josh and Crystal were filming. What was thought to be outside was actually inside with them. The little boy, as they believe, was something beyond explanation.
Bro,
But they're not as
Crystal
spooked by this,
definitely
considering
has a
that the
crystal
hotel they were
collection.
staying at is well known for having paranormal occurrences. As they state, this wasn't the only unexplainable thing that happened to them while being there. In fact, they have more footage of other paranormal occurrences that took place at this hotel,
I froze
which they
again, I
plan to
froze.
release real
Fuck.
soon on their channel. So if
I'm
you're
getting too
interested, be sure to
scared.
check out their page. But for now, I'll leave it to you to decide as to what exactly was caught on camera.
I think
Now this
I
next
think it
video
was a
comes from
shadow
Jordan
person,
Bowen, who was
and
home
they're both
alone
gonna
when she
die
took this
later.
video. It's late at night, and she's watching TV while sending Snapchats to her friends. This is something that she often does, especially when she doesn't have any company at home. Her apartment can sometimes feel creepy when no
Check
one
out
else is around,
the snap
so
over the shit I
understandably,
just
she
took.
talks to friends via Snapchat to feel less alone. But after sending some videos to them, a friend notices something strange in one of her snaps. The following is what she caught without noticing. Take a look.
I swear to God, I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Please, no. I hate ones like this. What did you see? What the fuck? Yeah, I think I was covering it. Did you guys see it? Oh, look. I'm still covering it.
As it seems, she wasn't alone, or at least not to her knowledge. Initially thinking she was just seeing things, she now sees that it wasn't just all in her head. Someone or something was actually inside her apartment. It's hard to see unless you look closely,
Bro, it's like
but
someone
zooming in, you can see
crawling on
what
all
looks like a
fours.
shadowy mass making its way from one room to another. It happens quickly, but if you slow the footage, you can tell
Wait, there's
that
actually something there. It's not me. It's not me. There's actually something there. Look.
something large is moving. As someone in the comments noted, whatever this is looks like it's hunched over while moving stealthily across the apartment.
I don't move
Whether
like
a
that.
person or
I
thing,
don't move like
it
that.
did not want to be seen, or at least it seems like that. While not much else is known about this footage, or if Jordan has caught anything else in her apartment, the video on its own is pretty creepy. So then, just who or what was seen inside Jordan's apartment? Let me know your thoughts on this.
Look.
Across the apartment. Whether a person or thing, it
Do you
did not
see
want
it?
to be seen, or at least it seems like that.
It's
While
so
not much else is
creepy.
known about this footage, or if Jordan has caught anything else in her
Oh.
apartment, the video on its own is pretty creepy.
That's so fucking
So then,
scary.
just who or what was seen inside Jordan's apartment? Let me know your thoughts on this one.
It comes from hell.
At around 5 a.m. on August 14 of 2015, a fire breaks out inside a school building. Many firemen arrive on the scene, while people who live near the school take out their phones to record the raging inferno before them.
Fucking raging inferno.
The school in question is known as Red Crow Community College, and apparently, on the same day the fire took place, something strange was caught on camera. Now, some reports indicate that the fire was started by an arson who has not been identified to this day. Others, however,
Isn't it
say that
an
the fire was caused
arsonist?
by electrical issues. It's unclear what started it, but this ambiguity is what makes the following video even creepier. The person who sent me this writes that the school used to be a boarding school for children of indigenous tribes. However, many of these kids lost their lives at school as a result of disease outbreaks like measles and meningitis. For this reason, some believe the school grounds are haunted, which might explain what was captured according to them. The video's quality isn't exactly HD since it was taken many years ago, but the following is what was caught outside the school building during the fire.
What is that? It looked like a snake or a
It now
worm.
becomes clear as to why this person was already recording the spot. They had probably already seen the white figure appear before this video. Now at first glance, the pale shape looks like a stream of smoke, but then moments later, the white silhouette begins to move in such a way that makes it seem as though it's alive. Even weirder is that during this time, winds were picking up speed. So if this had been smoke from the fire inside the building, then naturally,
It
it should
looks
have been
like
carried
a-
away by the winds. But that doesn't happen. Instead, it slithers back into the building in a fluid-like motion, just like a snake.
curtain.
As it appears,
Coming out of
it's
a window.
unknown as to what exactly was captured. Although taken in 2015, this video has yet to be explained.
Wait, that's from 2015 and the quality is that bad? Oh my god, 2015 was 10 years ago. Ah, that's the scariest part of this video.
Now,
Holy
this last
fuck.
video comes from a concerned mother who caught footage of something that took place inside her son's bedroom. It was recorded on a security camera on March 27 of 2025 when her son was taking a nap.
was
She
just a few
believes
weeks
that what
ago.
was captured had something to do with the recent renovations that she's been doing to her house. As she states, "We must have disturbed something during renovations." The following is what was caught.
It's a cat! I thought that's what Oh, come on, bro.
Natalie, the mother of this child, is at a loss for words for what was captured in this footage. Her son was pulled off the bed. Although it isn't obvious as to what had tugged on her son's leg, it's
He
evident
probably
that
had,
the
like, a
cat had
Charlie
sensed or
horse
noticed something, because
in his
only moments
sleep
after
and woke
leaving,
up.
this happens. What happened here is no doubt pretty weird, but it's important to know that a certain detail has led viewers to question the footage itself.
What?
For one, it is strange how the child seems to move in a sped up motion while the rest of the video plays normally.
Yeah.
While it could be that this was just part of the paranormal occurrence, viewers aren't really sure what to think. However, the mother has provided a screen
moved
recording of the
so
footage playing in real
fast.
time from the Ring app itself, which completely rules out the possibility of this being edited. If that's true, then this definitely
could
makes
still
what was
edit the
captured
thing
pretty
in
strange.
the middle.
Now,
Just
no
overlay
further
it.
info or updates have been posted since then. But until then, let me know your thoughts on this one.
The cat was the scariest fucking part.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Also, if you haven't already done so, please
Well, the
subscribe.
scariest one was the chandelier falling down. That was fucked up. Was that in the same video? It was, bro. I feel like I watched that like 10 years ago. God damn. Yeah, I love like stupid paranormal content like this. Sometimes I like to like suspend my disbelief as much as possible because it just makes it scarier. The operating room one? Why? What?
In the following video, a
Okay, one
concerned
more,
mother is
and then we
recording her
game.
daughter, who just told her that a guy is inside her room.
What guy?
The guy.
The guy is at the door.
Guy.
Can we go together?
Yeah.
Bro, kids
Do you
are
want to open the door or you
assholes.
want mommy to open it?
I want mommy to open it.
Okay.
He's in there.
It's the pee pee poo poo
The
man.
guy?
Yeah. He's scary.
He's scary.
Sometimes I wish I could go back in time with my memories from now and like just like scare the fuck out of people as a little kid. Just be like, I saw the shadow man.
It's okay.
No.
No one appears to be in this room, yet strangely, Jessica's
guy.
daughter sees someone who
There's
she
a guy
says
in
is
there.
scary. Now, despite there being nothing alarming, there is something in this room that's worth noting. The playhouse in the center is a space where Jessica's daughter often plays in. Most of her time is spent playing or eating inside, which is why Jessica decided to
Maybe
renovate the
that's the guy's
playhouse to make her
house
feel
and
more
she's
at
been
home.
squatting there.
For a house tour.
She's not even paying rent.
Playhouse.
Get a
I'm
job.
gonna show them the door, okay? She really wanted it to have a doorbell camera like our front door, so I put on.
Oh,
From the
come
color of the
on.
house to the same doorbell, every detail was inspired by the actual house they live in. However, only a few days after remodeling, something strange had occurred. On the night of January 3rd of 2025, the doorbell camera started to record. Now this only happens when someone is at the door and near the doorbell, but upon being activated, the camera recorded this.
It's a solicitor. Don't! What the fuck? Is the door opening? Oh my god, Yoshi. Okay, yeah, it is fucked up that they kept like a bust, like a doll's bust with a head and the wig on it, staring out the window. It's secure as heck. I swear to God, if the head moves, like if the camera comes back and the head is like facing the camera, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Please don't. Don't. I already know what you're gonna do, bro. Just do it. Just fucking do it. It's gonna be facing it. It's gonna have that like soulless, empty doll eyes. Stop. 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 Bro. My fucking scalp is tingling. My scalp is tingling, bro. Stop it. Cut it out. Stop it. I hate dolls. Please. Okay, this is the one. It's gonna happen. Just brace for it. It's happening. It moved! Look! Ah! No. Bro, stop! Bro, it's making me... I'm cold. It's making me too cold. I gotta turn my heat up. Stop. Bro, children's rooms are just fucking terrifying. That person scared me so bad. I'm gonna throw up. Why is she standing there with like her hand on her hip, bro? What? Like she seems ticked off. Oh my god. Stop it. Stop it. Ignore my stop. I was trying.
Jessica was completely baffled as she wasn't expecting the door to open on
She was
its
about
own.
to have like a Karen
If it was just the doorbell going off by
meltdown on the
itself,
ghost.
then one can say that it was just a technical issue. But then this happens. The door continues to swing open for just a bit when suddenly the hair on the mannequin is seen hanging in the air before abruptly falling down. There doesn't appear to be anything that could have caught the strand of hair, and the way it falls makes it seem like someone or something had loosened their grip on the strand. Now this whole situation gets creepier when considering that Jessica's daughter occasionally sees a guy in her room, but this guy is never seen. While no evidence of this man exists, there appears to be evidence of something else, and it's not the only evidence that Jessica has. One night, before heading out to a dinner party with friends, she gets a notification from the doorbell camera. Take a look.
I was just about to head out, and I started getting a notification that the doorbell in my kids' room upstairs.
This music, I hate the music that has that. Stop. It's too scary with that music. What if there's a ghost living in there? What the fuck is that light? There's probably a ghost living in the tiny house, and maybe it ordered ghost to Uber Eats.
If
and
the video
Uber Eats
before
guy
didn't
is there.
disturb Jessica, then surely this one did. It starts off again with the doorbell seemingly acting up, but unlike previously, someone or something is heard. Listening through the doorbell's microphone, Jessica and her babysitter hear a distorted noise mixed with someone speaking, but whoever is talking doesn't appear to be saying anything intelligible. In fact, it sounds like someone chanting or speaking a different language. It's hard to say honestly, but there's no denying that something about this is pretty unsettling. Whether it's the activity in the playhouse or the mentioning of a man who can't be seen, Jessica is thoroughly shaken up and concerned. The playhouse has been taken apart ever since then, but still, from time to time, Jessica's child says that she sees the guy.
What guy?
The guy.
If no one is there, then what exactly is her daughter being afraid of?
There's a guy. Ooh, get out of there. That's kind of a genius way to make money off of your kids, though, is like pretend your house is haunted and like film your kids getting really, really scared.
Now, the following video was submitted to me by Connor M., who was home alone when this happened. The house that Connor lives in is on a street where people's homes often get burglarized, but despite living in a dangerous neighborhood, nothing could have prepared him for what occurred in his house. Connor briefly describes the events of that night. In his own words, "I was alone. My daughter stayed over at my ex-wife's house, and my dog was outside. I'm still shaken up by this." It's late at night when Connor hears shuffling in the kitchen. This
Nothing more
is his
scary
footage.
than an email that
Watch.
you have to respond to.
If anybody's here, I'm calling the cops.
It's the guy. He's in the darkness. This is a very divorced dad kind of house. No offense. And you know they got the 5-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, body wash.
God damn it.
Oh god damn it, not again. I'm so pissed off by these ghosts. I was talking with the horror game protagonist. He's gonna like go to a door and be like, it's locked. Ah, fuck, ow, I hit my hand, ow, 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 ow. Maybe I can find the key somewhere. God damn it. He even does like the sighing thing. Think I'm gonna have to find another way in.
No!
Whoa! Whoa! What the? Was that a knife? Oh, it came out of the knife block!
No!
Whoa,
Somehow,
no.
a knife launches off and flies straight towards Connor. Thankfully missing him, the sharp blade lays close to his feet. But had he stood any closer, this video would have had a rather unfortunate outcome. From fearing that someone broke into his house to encountering
Fuse
this,
breaker.
Connor was immensely terrified.
Switch
As
the
he
power
states,
back on.
when it comes to things that can't be seen, there's no telling when the knife in your kitchen
Damn
might
it.
fling itself at you with no
needs
apparent
one more
cause.
battery.
Now that's
I wonder
creepy.
where it is. Wait, that was it?
On December
No.
9th of 2023, a hospital surgeon
Oh,
is freaking
no.
out after seeing something that she couldn't believe.
This is the
According to
hospital
her,
one.
she
I
was
hate
inside the
hospitals.
operating room filming a video for her surgical students when she had to stop and leave immediately. As she states, something was watching her. Now this video comes from a social account that doesn't post anything like this. All the videos on this page are purely educational and meant for students who want to become surgical technicians. But this video, however, was posted for anyone who could help explain this. Tiffany has no idea what was captured, but hopes that someone does. This is her footage. Watch.
At chromic catgut, the difference is, I'm so sorry, my brain. Okay, here we go, back. Okay. So here we have two different kinds of sutures, polypropylene monofilament and chromic catgut. The difference between these two is that this one is dissolvable and it's animal derived, and the sutures last anywhere from 60 to 90 days.
To get out of cats? What are you looking at? What? Oh my god. She actually looks so scared. What do you see?
I'm literally tearing up right now.
What?
I saw it.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
What did she see? I saw it run in this direction. Why are you following it? Ugh.
Can you please just show yourself?
Okay, it wasn't me. Come on, come on. Come on, stop it! I'm warning you.
Give me a sign.
Oh, you just blew it. Now you've done it. Wanted to give it some space.
Do
the
whatever you
Ouija
want.
board and the chalk. What the fuck is that noise? Is it like the hand dryer turning on? It's a poltergeist. Until what? Bro, I got so scared I crossed my legs twice. Like they're like twisted around each other. Oh, what the fuck? The door?
That's crazy.
But if you like see her in the reflection and she's just like twerking right. That's so scary. It's not me! It's not me! Come on! I'm being framed!
What was meant to be a simple lesson on sutures
It was a
had turned into
setup!
something out of a nightmare.
I don't even know where this
Tiffany
hospital
writes that she had
is,
caught a
okay?
glimpse of a figure standing at the window, which then
on!
quickly fled away to the other side of the hospital. It
When
was
would I
brief,
have time
but
to do this?
terrifying enough to put Tiffany in a state of
Bro,
shock.
I barely have time
She
to like
couldn't exactly
stream
tell
and
what
like
it was that she saw, but
a lot of
based on what
food
others have
and
reported seeing at
sleep.
this hospital, Tiffany thinks
I'm
this
a
may have
busy,
been the
busy
so-called
lady.
ghost of this place. Almost everyone there has either seen or heard something strange, and for some reason, it's the women's restroom that's by far the most haunted. For this reason, Tiffany
is
hurries
true.
over to the spot.
Every women's
but
restroom I've been
nothing
in
is
is
seen.
like
That
really
is,
gross.
until minutes later when this is captured. A door opens on its own, and eerily, a dark figure rushes past the automatic doors. But even more unsettling is the fact that it quickly moves from one side to the other. Its fleeting motion only makes it creepier. Now to this day, there's only one or two videos on this
creepy.
account that talks about this
Come
incident.
on.
Aside from those, not much has been said about this. But
Bro,
unfortunately,
they're
as with most videos, this one
taking
remains a
everything I
mystery.
did out of context. That's not fair.
Now the
They
source of
said
this
I
next
moved
video
really
is unknown,
fast.
as it was submitted to me by someone who only sent this clip. However, they do give some information. According to them, this
Not
clip originates from a
Gmail.
city in Brazil where a man noticed a strange-looking person in the
She
middle
was
of a
running
road.
to the next dying
Whoever
elder.
this
Yeah,
person
I was running out of
didn't seem
time.
to be acting normal.
I had to go curl
In
up
fact,
on them and
this
start
person
purring.
wasn't doing anything, as they
Let
weren't
them pet
moving
me
at
a
all. They were frozen in place, unbothered by anything around them. But after the man took a closer look, he quickly began to record. He was filming just in case no one would believe what he saw.
What the fuck? No. Wait, this is a shadow. Wait, it's gone. It's the Brazilian standing man.
A figure resembling a person is seen standing still. However, no head or chest is seen. Only the lower half of this body is visible. But as if more parts of this body couldn't disappear, the figure completely vanishes after a motorcyclist crosses its path. Now, there is nothing. It's as if the figure had hitched a ride with the motorcyclist after passing by. Now, whether or not this was supernatural remains a mystery, but as always, I'll let you be the judge on what was captured. Just what could possibly explain the partial figure that was caught on camera?
How do you explain that? How do you even explain that? There's no
On
logical
December
explanation
21st
for
of
that.
2024, a mother named Anisha posted a video that her son recorded while the whole family was asleep.
Okay.
The reason he recorded this video was to
They mean the
capture the
bottom
elf on
right
the shelf
corner in
toy
the video,
moving
not-
when no one was awake.
not me.
He's 4 years old and believes that the elf actually comes alive and does all sorts of mischievous things around the house.
Mischievous?
Many young kids believe this, as it's become a trend for parents to mess up their house and tell their kids that the elf did it. However, Anisha's son really wanted to see the elf do its thing, so he places a camera directly across the elf toy and films it overnight. The next day,
Like your alcoholic parent comes home. It's like, oh, oh, your iPad? Oh, the elf cracked it. I'll get you a new one.
He checks the footage and sees something that scares the living daylights out of him. He immediately shows his mom, and she too gets freaked out by the footage.
Sorry, we can't go to Disneyland tomorrow, Timmy. The elf gave me a really, really bad headache.
Can I pour some in my cup?
That's just a little kid.
Thinking that her son actually recorded the elf moving, she watches closely, but what appears instead is something way more terrifying. Like a scene out of a horror movie, the silhouette of a child appears briefly on camera before disappearing in a flash. The child doesn't move, yet somehow disappears without moving an inch. But by far, the creepiest thing about this is the appearance of the child. Many have noted that they look extremely thin. Some have even gone as far as to say that it looks like a corpse.
What?
While this detail doesn't really help in figuring out who this was, it does make the figure creepier.
Like a 6-year-old,
Doubtless,
like a
Anisha
normal
believes that a
looking
child's spirit
6-year-old
was caught on
kid.
camera, and like her son, she believes that they wanted to see the elf come alive. But just like the child, it doesn't move. To this day, this video continues to baffle Anisha. If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next compilation, you can send
Sorry, me and your mom, we're gonna be getting a divorce because the elf, I walked in on the elf with your mom.
them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com.
The elf did it.
That being said, let's get back to the video.
Multiple times.
It's late at night when a man named Taylor
Your mom went
immediately
on a
takes out his
business
phone
trip
to
with the
record
elf.
something in his girlfriend's house. He's by himself, and for the first time, he's hearing what his girlfriend often hears at night, but never records on camera.
Yeah, sorry,
At this
you
moment,
can't
the
go to
sound of
college.
someone walking back and
The
forth
elf
is
kind
heard
of
from
sort of
upstairs.
spent all of
The thing
our
is, though,
college
no one
fund
else is
on
home except Taylor.
My front camera is smashed, but I'm here at my girlfriend's house by myself. She always says it's haunted because it sounds like somebody is walking around upstairs. I've never heard it until now.
I hear it.
I don't.
What if
I
it's
always say it's not
a
haunted because the
raccoon?
house is a little old. But it legit sounds like there's somebody upstairs. I will swing on a ghost, or if it's a person, I don't care.
I don't care. We'll just put them in a chokehold, roundhouse kick them, do a full Nelson on them,
Who's up there?
twist their nipples off. Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Top the stairs.
Whether it's a ghost or an intruder.
Come down these stairs and I will swing on you, I promise.
I promise. Did he just...
Eerily, the sound of charging footsteps is heard descending the
Bro,
staircase and
how
heading
crazy.
towards Taylor. And as promised, he delivers. He lunges at whatever it was that was heading towards him. Although losing his balance upon doing so, he continues to record on the off chance that something else happens. Unfortunately, nothing does. But at
Wasn't
least
a
the sounds
threat,
from
it was a
earlier have
promise.
stopped. Now, while most people tend to run away from paranormal
how much
occurrences,
aura do you
it is
lose?
refreshing to see someone do something different.
Swinging
But as
on
some
an
believe,
invisible
it
man
might
and
be best
missing
if we
and
didn't
falling
confront the
over.
ghost in this house. Regardless, ghost or not, it is nice to see a different kind of reaction.
How do you lose against the air, bro?
Thanks for watching,
Was
and
that
I hope
really
you
the
enjoyed.
last one? Oh my god. That was so dumb. Oh god. Bro, do you think he showed the video to his girlfriend after? Like, here, I protected you. You're gonna be sleeping safe tonight. My little Pookie. My little Pookie bear.